What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, and in this one I'm going to be showing you guys how you can farm unlimited loot here in the first Descendant. So it doesn't matter what you're after, whether it's weapons, reactors, or even just supplies so that you can craft more resources. This method will get you unlimited resources for all of the things that you need. Now there's actually a sort of a bug going on right now where you can actually make this unlimited, and as you can see I'm stacking up way more drops than normal. It looks like I just cleared out a boss. I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can replicate this. You can even use this method to farm up some Transcendent mods as well in certain areas. So I was only running this for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and here's a quick look at all of the weapons I was able to receive. I was also got a bunch of reactors and supplies as well. So you're not just going to be able to level up your weapons and get better versions of the reactors and things that you need, but you're also going to use this method to farm out these specific materials that you need to build these high level items. So you're going to need a lot of these control axes over time, and in order to build them, you'll need things like superalloy, you'll need the quantum crystals, you'll also need liquid metal and the shards. Now using this method, you'll be able to get an unlimited supply of these resources as well as the weapons and loot. So I'll show you guys exactly how you can get started on this. So this will actually work even if you're still on normal mode, or if you're on hard mode. So even if you're level 40 or you haven't beat all the bosses yet, you can still use this method to get some higher level stuff, because you'll be getting so many drops at once that you won't have to really worry about re-rolling the weapons manually. You'll be able to just get them through the actual drops themselves. So in order to get started doing this, you want to go to any destination and you want to look for these missions here that have the question mark on them. Now each destination or each version of this mission is going to have different drops that it can give you. They'll all drop extremely high, and you can also use this method to get an unlimited amount of them. Now if you're running this on normal, make sure to go to the highest level region that you have unlocked when you're doing this mission to make sure that you get the highest level loot. Now if you're on hard, it won't matter which area you're in. I'll show you exactly how you can do this. Now, each area is going to have a different weapon and also different mods. There's certain versions of this mission, for example, on like Fortress, you can actually get Transcendent mods from this as well. Now, you're going to be bouncing around between different versions of this activity, but you can stay at each one as long as you want. I'm going to show you guys how you can get an unlimited amount of loot at these activities. And then once you're done stacking up loot, what you'll want to do is just complete the activity, get the end activity rewards, because the end activity rewards are really good, and then you'll just fast travel to a new region and do the same thing again. So in an hour you can stack up a insane amount of materials. You're going to get an insane amount of weapons, which they're going to scrap down for more materials and gold. But not only that, you're going to get the shards, and you're literally going to get just about everything from running this. So you will have to do it a few different times in different areas to unlock all the different types of weapons, because each mission only drops maybe 2 or 3 weapons. But once you're done with it, since it only takes a few minutes of farming, you just bounce around to another one. Now you want to try to run this on hard if you can. If you don't have hard unlocked, it's fine. This method will still work, and it's the same process. Now what you want to do is you want to start up this activity. It's going to ask you to destroy 3 canisters. Once you destroy 3 canisters, there's going to be a boss that spawns, and then the boss, once he's down, it ends the mission. Now, this is actually usually a really easy mission that you can pile through in about 25 to 30 seconds. But what you want to do is actually purposely fail this mission. It will give you a 30 or 45-second timer about to break these 3 canisters. But what you want to do is actually not even bother to break the canisters. Just allow the mission to fail, and what will happen is an unlimited amount of enemies will come back. They'll just keep resetting the mission for you, and all of the enemies will come back. Now, because these enemies have a potential to drop weapons and mods and just about components, everything, you can just continuously farm this and get an unlimited amount of those weapons. Not only that, but you're going to get the super alloy, the silicon, and everything that you need in order to craft those materials, which will be perfect for upgrading your hard level weapons. So once you have built up a stack of enough loot, you do want to go and end the activity. The reason why is because it will clear out all of the enemies, and you can pick up all the drops at once. So what you'll do is you'll just finish out the activity once you're ready, once you have enough drops on the ground. Now the best thing about this is that I stayed here for about 5 minutes. The drops did not disappear, and even if you fail the activity completely, you run out of lives because you're doing it solo, or maybe you're just running lower level builds like me right now, you'll fast travel you back to the spawn, and when you run back to this mission, all of your loot will still be there. So there's really nothing to worry about when doing this method, but I wouldn't leave the loot there more than like 5 minutes because you never know, it could eventually disappear. Now, once this activity is completed, there's going to be a 5 minute wait in between when you can do it again. Now, you're going to use this time to just go to a different location because eventually you're going to need to anyway. It only takes about maybe 5 or 10 minutes before you're going to get a better roll, or pretty much one of the best rolls you can find of that weapon. So then once you're done, you just switch to another one that drops different weapons, different mods, and you farm that one out until you get all the drops from there, which should only take a few minutes. Now, if you spend your entire hour or two doing this, you can pretty much unlock everything in the game that's worthwhile and then get started actually farming out some more of the hard mode stuff. And you won't really have to worry too much about any of the resources or things like that you're going to need to upgrade your weapons because you're going to have all these materials that you stacked up from doing this. So eventually, when you go to upgrade your weapons and things and you need all these quantum crystals and you need all these silicon and all the solenoids, you'll already have them. Just make sure to bounce around in between the missions because each region has a different resource that it drops. So if you bounce around between 3 or 4 regions, you do it for about 30, 40 minutes, you should stack up a pretty solid amount of all of the resources. Now, eventually, other people may come along and they might end the activity because they don't realize you're trying to farm it out. If that happens, just fast travel to another location, or you can even switch it to normal mode, and sometimes that'll reset it for you. But and you can still farm out the resources. You just won't get the higher level drops if that's what you're sought after.